Nissan is doubling down on the rise of SUVs. Not only has the Japanese brand expanded its SUV range to include the Juke, Qashqai, X-Trail, Pathfinder and Patrol, Nissan Australia has axed most of its passenger car range. The Micra, Pulsar, Almera and Altima have all been dropped in the face of greater demand for SUVs. While the Qashqai and X-Trail have proven popular and sit near the top of the sales charts in their respective segments, the same can't be said for the Pathfinder. It isn't a commercial failure by any stretch, but it hasn't matched the likes of the Toyota Kluger, Holden Captiva and Mazda CX-9. That's despite a complete redesign of the Pathfinder concept in 2013, when it switched from an off-road friendly body-on-frame underpinnings to a more car-like soft-roader setup. For 2017, it has been given a significant update, including an engine that the company claims is 50% new as well as tweaked styling and more technology. Nissan has an extensive range for the Pathfinder with two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive models across 3 trim levels, Street, L and T. We're testing the ST AWD, which priced from $45,490 plus on-road costs, which is on par with its Toyota and Mazda rivals of similar specification. For that price you get an 8.0-inch infotainment touchscreen, Bluetooth, cruise control, tri-zone climate control, keyless entry and ignition, 6-speaker stereo and 18-inch alloy wheels. It misses out on any active safety features that are available on the Street L and T models, but it does get a reversing camera and rear parking sensors to go with 6 airbags. Servicing is required every 12 months/10,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. But thanks to Nissan's capped price servicing program over the first 3 years you'll spend a reasonable $977. The Pathfinder follows the same design pattern as the rest of Nissan's SUV range, so much so that the cabin looks like a scaled-up X-Trail. It is a practical design, lacking the detail and style of the likes of the CX-9 or Hyundai Santa Fe, but it does the job, offering good small item storage and all the major controls are intuitive. What really impresses about the Pathfinder's cabin is the space and user-friendly seating setup. Space in the second row is generous and it has a sliding function so you can trade off room between it and the third row as needed. Getting into that third row is easy thanks to Nissan's clever arrangement that means the push of a single lever tilts the second row seat forward and lets you slide it forward. That creates a large opening to access the third row. The only criticism of the arrangement is that it's on the wrong side, the driver's side instead of the curb side, a legacy of the US-led design of the SUV. Space in the third row isn't the best in this class, but it's not far off with decent head and legroom. This is where the biggest changes for this updated model have been focused. As mentioned at the start, the company claims approximately 50% of the engine's components are new, even if it remains a 3.5-liter V6. Power is now 202 kilowatts, up 12 kilowatts over the old engine, and torque is 340 Nm, up 15 Nm, which is more than adequate performance to get the big 7-seater moving. There's plenty of punch once you let the engine have a few revs to reach its optimum performance. It's hampered by Nissan's decision to carry over the same continuously variable transmission from the outgoing model. It dulls the engine's performance and means it can be noisy under acceleration. Despite the major changes to the engine, fuel economy has only improved by 0.2 liters per 100 kilometers to a still thirsty 10.1 L/100 kilometers, which leaves it off the pace of the class best. Nissan has also made changes to the ride and handling of the Pathfinder to try and make it more dynamic on the road, now that it no longer has any pretensions of being a serious off-roader. The suspension has been stiffened to try and reduce body roll and cornering, and it has only been partially successful. While it is firmer and slightly flatter when cornering compared to the old model, it still falls short of the dynamic benchmark in this class, the Mazda CX-9. Another change is quicker steering, which reduces the old model's off-center agility but again falls short of offering the directness and feedback offered by the best-in-class. Nissan has made some small improvements to the Pathfinder, but they aren't enough to make it a standout in the crowded 7-seat SUV market. It's let down by a thirsty engine and average on-road character, but it offers up excellent interior space and practicality. And that may be more important to those in the market for a 7-seat SUV, which is good news for Nissan.
The Nissan Qashqai is immensely popular for a few excellent reasons. For a start, it pioneered the crossover segment of the market, and the first one in usually proves popular. But the main appeal has always been the combination of SUV practicality with the driving characteristics and running costs of a regular hatchback. Always a winning combination for tax-conscious company car drivers. That must be why Nissan has paid special attention to the thoughts of the 2.3 million Qashqai drivers across Europe when it came time to update their best-selling urban crossover. Geese and golden eggs spring to mind. This latest version of the Qashqai goes on sale from next month, and Nissan has been inspired by the insight of existing drivers to focus the upgrades in 4 areas: design, quality, technology, and performance. So, that will be the whole car then?
Buick on Wednesday unveiled the new Regal GS for North America, but elsewhere the car will be badged a Holden Commodore VXR or Opel Insignia XC or Vauxhall Insignia XC. The Commodore VXR will serve as the performance flagship for the latest Commodore, which is essentially a rebadged Buick Regal sold by Holden in Australia and New Zealand. The Commodore VXR has big shoes to fill as it replaces the previous generation Commodore SS, which is sold here as the Chevrolet SS and comes with a 6.2-liter V8, standard 6-speed manual, and rear-wheel drive. Yeah, it's certainly a sad day for performance fans in Australia. However, the Commodore VXR is nothing to sneeze at. The car features an identical spec to the Regal GS, which means a 310 horsepower 3.6-liter V6, 9-speed automatic and torque vectoring all-wheel drive. Things are a bit different over in Europe. Opel, which operates as Vauxhall in the United Kingdom, sells the standard Regal as its latest insignia, and the car's performance variant is the Insignia XC. It seems Opel has ditched the previous generation model's OPC tag. Opel has also decided to ditch the Regal GS's V6 in favor of a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4, which makes sense given the high cost of gasoline in Europe. The smaller engine is more fuel-efficient but also less potent, with its peak power coming in at 256 horsepower. Opel has also equipped its car with an 8-speed auto instead of a 9-speed.
More details about Holden's long-overdue Captiva replacement, the Equinox, have emerged, with a new 188 kW engine confirmed that might give it a distinct advantage in the segment. The 2.0-liter, 188 kW per 353 Nm turbo unit will also be seen in the 2018 Commodore and will make the Equinox the second most powerful offering in its class. The Subaru Forester XT and Ford Escape 2.0 offer similar outputs from their 4-cylinder engines. Only the Jeep Cherokee V6 exceeds that offering with 200 kW. The range will open with a 1.5-liter turbo, delivering 127 kW and 275 Nm, combined with either a 6-speed manual or automatic and the option of either front or all-wheel drive. Fans of oil burners can benefit from a 100 kW per 320 Nm 1.6-liter turbo diesel option. The 5-seat Equinox will be joined by the larger 7-seat Acadia, which effectively replaces the Captiva 7. Holden's Director of Communications John Poppett said, "Where once SUVs were seen as just the typical soccer mom car, or for outback off-road adventures only, that's no longer the case. Aussies love their SUVs and Holden is primed to launch 2 all-new SUVs into the market by 2018, and the Equinox and Acadia. Equinox and Acadia are game changers for Holden in this segment. Not only do they boast high-tech features like wireless phone charging, heated and cooled seats and the ability to park themselves, they're also great to drive and look the goods too. Equinox will be available from Holden dealerships from December, while the Acadia will launch in 2018. Both cars will be sourced from the USA. More details and pricing as they come to hand.